second effect of a recession is unemployment rates go up.
Yeah.
People do not have jobs.
Yeah.
Layoffs are happening because business sales are slowing down, so layoffs are increasing.
Yeah. Yeah. And that makes sense. That, you know, people.
It makes a lot of sense, man. You gotta save money somewhere. You gotta cut costs somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. If people aren't spending, you can't keep on paying your employees, you know, ever increasing wages. So, makes sense.
And then, what do you think, man, about this? So, an effect of the recession is inflation begins to go down.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, we're gonna get into some things that people aren't interested in here, but just give me 2 seconds.
Let them hear it.
Okay.
Let them hear it.
Okay. Oh gosh, I don't know how we're gonna get into this. Okay, so this has been a change in modern times compared to, you know, before World War II and even after that. But whenever an economy is experiencing a recession, you hear of the Federal Reserve doing stuff, and a lot of people don't understand what the Federal Reserve does or anything about them. But you don't really need to know that much other than that they're super important. And one of their main goals is to stabilize the economy.
Through managing cash flow and
through
interest rates.
Exactly. Yeah, you got it. You nailed it. And the way that they do that is complex and not super important for this podcast, but they eventually they find very clever ways of making interest rates go down. So the money that you get on your investments or the interest rate that causes your mortgage rate to go down, they find ways to lower that altogether so that getting money through credit, through taking out loans is cheaper and cheaper. So it incentivizes people to take out loans and to start doing more investment. Exactly.
They're trying to encourage economic expansion and growth.
Exactly. So they make money cheaper basically and make it more accessible and easier for people to borrow.
So the effects of the recession are not all bad.
No. And thankfully there's systems in place to help make some of the effects less bad.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, man. So then we get into new construction decreasing dramatically.
Yeah.
During the recession, because at that time interest rates were normally higher.
Yeah.
So businesses and, you know, different corporations and entities are less likely to expand or spend money constructing things.
Yeah, totally. And it just comes down to when people start spending less money, then new activity, new things slow down. So
for sure.
Yeah.
And then the last effect of a recession would be falling asset prices.
Yep.
Which may be the best thing ever to come from recession.
Yeah, because people, again, you know, aren't willing to spend money. They want to save it because they feel, you know, anything will make their value of their investment go down, so they don't invest. And then people who are looking for people to invest, they lower prices to get people incentivized to invest, and that leads to a good buying opportunity for sure.
For sure, man. It's a possibility. You can even get some things for dirt cheap, next to nothing, maybe even free. People just want to get rid of things that are costing them money, especially real estate. Yeah,
exactly. And I think I'm not the biggest real estate investor, but I think what people are really familiar with is real estate. So there's a good example where in Reno that we really hit the bottom when it comes to recession. Like we really took it hard for the 2008 recession, and I think the housing prices were crazy cheap. I think they were under the median home price back then was under $200,000, and now it's the median home price in Reno is like $410,000, so almost
crazy.
Doubled, you know, right? So like if you imagine if you were in Reno during that time, or really anywhere in the country, and you bought a house, like that would have, you would have doubled your investment by then, which is, by now is what I'm saying. It's crazy.
For sure, man. And that's definitely one of the biggest benefits, one of the main benefits of a recession is just the different buying opportunities. Yeah. That's when a lot of wealth is transferred and created, during times of recession. So if you can wait it out and be patient and just be observant, look for different, ways to increase your money.
Yeah, totally.
For sure, man. And so I just want to kind of get into 5 different businesses that are likely to thrive in times of recession. Yeah. And it's a lot more than 5, but these are just, top 5 that stood out.
Yeah. Totally. These are pretty classic ones that most people agree on. Yeah.
And that first one would be healthcare providers. Yeah. So no matter what, good economy, bad economy, people are going to get sick. People are going to need to see doctors and, that's always needed.
Yep. People, it doesn't change anything about, people's health, how the economy is going for sure.
For sure. Yeah. And then the second business is grocery stores.
Yeah, grocery stores. That makes sense. I mean, all these are basically things that people will keep on doing no matter what because they need to survive, right? Like people will keep on buying groceries.
Have to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. And the third business is property management companies.
Oh man, this is a controversial one. Yeah.
Man, what's the controversy?
I don't know. I feel like it kind of comes with like the investment. I see what you're saying that like, oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying that like,
if you have the existing property, commercial real estate out here and
people might see it as like opportunities is what you're saying. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, totally.
Number 4, auto repair jobs and shops.
Yeah. People, it doesn't matter if you're what time in the economy it is, whether it's the expansion, the peak or the contraction, you still need to be able to drive in most places in America.
For sure. Yeah. And then the last one I put down, I have a lot of experience with this one, barbershops. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, really?
Barbershops never going away.
I believe that because there's a lot of loyalty when it comes to your barber, right?
Like, it's like picking a best friend or something.
Yeah, right. And once you have, someone who knows how to cut your hair, it's like even if you were to say, if you were to save like $10 or $20, whatever, it's like it's not even worth it,
Right. You go with what you know and you go with what you trust.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Exactly. That's an interesting one. I didn't think about that, but yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. And then so I was before we started recording, man. We were talking and I was saying how I thought we were long overdue for recession. Yeah. Because it's been 11 years. We've been in an 11-year bull market. Yeah. 11 year?
I think it's 11 years, right?
11-year bull market, right? Yeah. So I'm like, I feel like it's time.
Yeah, and that's what a ton of people are thinking right now, right? And
I'm with the public right now.
Yeah. And I push back against that a little bit, just because I think there's a lot more factors, outside of time, because time is like a scary thing. Okay. But man, I'm not an expert in seismology or earthquakes, but I feel like people are always saying, it's time for the next big one, right? But like an earthquake, tectonic. That's right, tectonic. Are those the plates that need to move, right? Yeah. But like they don't care about time, right? It's not like they have a watch and they're like, like their timer went off, Right. Like there's more fundamental things, I'm guessing, and I feel like it's the same way with the economy. The economy, like it doesn't really like care if like it's been 5 years, 10 years, whatever. Like maybe they do a little bit. It determines when there will be expansions and contractions, but like the fundamentals of the economy are still pretty good. There's some things that have slowed down and some things that are a little weaker than they used to be, but people are still spending money, which is a huge part of the U.S. economy. Okay,
and so before. I think you gave a pretty interesting fact. Yeah. I can't remember who was recording that. Yeah. But it was something cool about that So more of the general public are putting away money into money market accounts.
Yeah, and this is like just overall everyone who's invested in the in like the stock market, bonds, those kind of things. That over the last year, there's been a big movement of investors putting their money into what are called money market funds, which is super safe investments that are just supposed to
very low risk.
Yeah, just track with the rate of inflation and nothing really more. So people have become a little more hesitant in their investments, and have started moving more and more of their money to safer investments, which could be a little scary for people hearing that. But most recessions don't come out of investors being fearful. Most recessions come when investors are what is called, this is a common term, exuberant. Like they're spending money and they're investing in things that maybe they shouldn't be investing in, like in 2008. And then their investments,
subprime mortgages.
Yeah, but their investments, fall out from under them, and they have nothing to show for it because they didn't, do their research properly, because they just thought, how could anything go down from here? So, like this time, I think it's a little bit different, at least in that factor, that investors is, they're a little more fearful. So I think that's actually a good sign. Okay.
So what do you think is causing that fear?
I think it's just like all the hype, about like, it's been 11 years. This is the longest, market run and, in modern history. And so people get freaked out by that, and they're like, well, it must be coming. But, a lot of people don't, because time doesn't allow them to look into, like what's actually happening in the economy. That I think if you would look into that, you would say, I think we're okay for right now, at least.
So you think it's the media just
I think
to scare
so.
the people?
Man, yeah, financial media is pretty bad. I think that there's some good outlets out there, but like what most people look at and they listen to, they're not trying to inform you as much as they're trying to entertain you, right?
For sure.
Like they're trying to keep your attention so that they can keep on getting money. So they'll throw out catchy headlines and we just got like a TV in our office, right? And there is actually a bunch of pushback on that because the news is so bad for like investing. You have to stay calm and collected and have a plan, and you can't let like the media affect you. And the media, just like I said, they're trying to get people hyped up and concerned or excited. So yeah, I think that's why most people are a little fearful right now, is because there's a lot of news right now, and a lot of popular media outlets are saying a recession's coming, it's been too long, and people get freaked out. So
man, that's a awesome.
Yeah, well, it's not my idea. I'm just regurgitating it, but thanks.
Man, coming from the master investment analyst himself, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't call myself that.
This is the law right here, man. So you guys heard it here first, man.
No, you didn't hear anything from me. This is my thoughts. Sure, I could be completely wrong, and history has shown that people cannot. And this is really the important takeaway. More than anything that I just said, far more important than anything I just said, is that that it's pretty much impossible. And I say pretty much, and I really mean that it's pretty much proven to be statistically impossible for anyone to be able to time the market and say, this is the top, it's only going down from here, or this is the bottom, it's only going up from here.
Right.
And most good investors, people who manage their money well, they understand that.
Right, because you never know when the next business or idea may, take off and, revitalize the economy or revitalize the markets.
Yeah. So don't invest and don't make your financial decisions based off of what the media says, or even trying to time whether it's a recession or whether it's going to be an expansion. Just have a plan, stick to it no matter what.
Yeah, man, it's suggested to invest for the long term instead of trying to time the market or But yeah, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Jacob, would you let the people know how they can get in contact?
Yeah, I'm sure everyone was thrilled after we talked about monetary policy. So I'm sure I'm going to get hit up all. But my Instagram is here's me, Jacob. You can find me there.
And you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube at WEInvested. And you can check us out online at WEInvestedOnline.com. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thanks.